Good morning, students. This is your English class, and today we are going to study the first chapter of our grammar book, that is the sentence. Half part of this chapter we studied in our previous class, and rest of part we are going to study now. So we were on the page number 4. So please open the page number 4, and along with this, you should keep a pencil and a eraser. Please keep pencil and eraser with you. Okay. So in our previous class, we studied about what is a sentence and what is a phrase. Then we studied about how many types of sentences are there. 4 types of sentences are there: assertive, imperative, interrogative, exclamatory. And now we are going to study transformation of sentences. Okay, so let's start. Transformation of sentences, interchanging exclamatory and assertive sentences. Dear student, in this part, we need to understand how to change exclamatory sentences into assertive sentences and how to change assertive sentences into exclamatory sentences. Right? Exclamatory sentences are spoken under the impact of strong emotions. Their words order is slightly different from that of assertive sentences. Many of them begin with what and how. What a lovely dress. How lovely the rose is. How melodiously the nightingale sings. So, dear students, first of all, we have to understand what are the exclamatory sentences. As we studied in the last class, so exclamatory sentences are those sentences in which we express our strong feelings, right? Suppose you see a car and that car is very beautiful. So after seeing the car with the emotion, you say that what a beautiful car. Or you can say how beautiful car. So with the how and what, you can start your sentence. Remember this, in the last, you need to mention the exclamation mark in written English, not in spoken English, right? Sentence will begin with either with what or how. Like what a lovely dress. You have seen a dress and that is very lovely, and after seeing the dress with emotion you say that what a lovely dress, how lovely the rose is, how melodiously the nightingale sings. Means with emotions you are saying these all the sentences, right? What and how, exclamations. What, a an adjective noun. Means here we need to understand, dear students, formation of exclamatory sentences. Whenever we are going to make exclamatory sentences, so first of all we need to use what, then a or an according to the sound of that noun. Then after that, if adjective is there, we need to mention adjective, then noun. Like what a delicious soup, right? So a we have mentioned, before this we have mentioned what. Next, how, adjective. Then sometime it happens we can start our sentence with how to. So first of all, how we need to mention, then adjective, like how kind of you. Next, how plus adverb. Even we can mention the adverb too with how, like how politely she spoke, right? So dear student, in this way you can speak, you can make great exclamatory sentences. Now come on the next page. To change an exclamatory sentences into assertive sentences, restore the original word's order, add a word to suggest the initial force of the sentence, replace the exclamation mark with the full stop. So dear student, whenever you are going to make exclamatory sentences into a assertive sentence, so some changes you have to do. First change is that you need to restore the original word order. So word order you have to change. Second, add a word to suggest the initial force of the sentence. What initial force you add in exclamatory sentence, like what and how, these words you add in exclamatory sentences So instead of exclamate means instead of what and how, you should use another word. Suppose you say that what a beautiful car it is. So instead of what, you need to add another word. When you will say this sentence in assertive formation, you will say it is a very beautiful car. So instead of what, you have used here very. What a beautiful car. But when you will say this sentence in assertive formation, you will say it is a very beautiful car, right? Replace the exclamation mark with a full stop. So instead of exclamation mark, you need to mention there full stop, because exclamation mark we add only in the exclamatory sentences, not in the assertive sentences. In the end of the assertive sentences, we always mention full stop, right? For example, what a comment. So that is the exclamatory sentence. Exclamation mark we have added here. You can see that. So it is a or an strange, extraordinary, excellent comment. Someone, suppose that someone has given a comment, right? This comment can be strange, can be extraordinary, can be excellent, can be good, can be bad, just for showing your emotions regarding that comment. So you say that what a comment, right? But when you will say this sentence in assertive formation, you will say it is a bad comment, it is a good comment, it is a strange comment, it is an extraordinary comment, it is an excellent comment. So according to sense, you can mention other words which will show the initial force of exclamatory sentences, right? Next, how unfortunate. It is very unfortunate. So instead of how, you can see that we have mentioned very words. So this initial force we need to change with some another words, right? Now let's come on the exercise number 5. Rewrite the following exclamatory sentences as assertive sentences. So dear student, these sentences you have to rewrite in the assertive sentences. So first sentence is that what a sharp-eyed detective Sherlock Holmes was. So this is an exclamatory sentence, and we need to make this sentence into assertive sentence. So first of all, we will use subject. Like what is the subject? Sherlock Holmes. So we will say that Sherlock Holmes was a great sharp-eyed detective, right? Instead of what we have mentioned here, great, because we need to show that um, initial force with some another words when we are going to make assertive sentences, right? Next, what a piece of work man is. So we need to say this sentence, man is a marvelous piece of work, or we can say man is a very piece of work, a good piece of work. Next, how humid and sultry the weather is. So this sentence in assertive formation, we need to say that the weather is very humid and sultry. Next, how delicious the food and how efficient the service. And this sentence, we need to say that the food was very delicious and the service was very efficient, right? So 4 I have told you, and rest of sentences you have to do by yourself, right? Now let's come on the next chapter, subject and predicate. So this chapter we have to understand. So let's understand this. Second chapter, parts of a sentence, subject and predicate. So basically we need to understand, dear students, subject and predicate. These are the parts of a sentence, right? Every sentence is made of two parts. Look at this sentence. A policeman appeared on the scene. So now you can see that this part is subject and this part is predicate. So there are two parts in every sentence. We can say simply, what is the sentence about? A policeman. So a policeman is the first part of the sentence. The second part says something about a policeman appeared on the scene, right? The first part of sentence that names what the sentence is about is called the subject. The second part of sentence that says something about the subject is called predicate. Subject often says who or what performs the action that the verb refers to. So dear friends, simply we have to understand two things here: subject and predicate. So every sentence is made of two things, two parts. One is subject and second part is predicate. So now let's understand with simple words what is a subject and what is a predicate. So about whom and what we talk in a sentence, that part is called subject. And what is talk about subject, that part is predicate. Suppose I say that fan is going on, sorry, a fan is going on, so we are talking about a fan, right? So a fan is a subject, and rest of part what we are like talking about subject, that part is predicate. Is going on, that part is predicate, right? So if I say students are learning English, so we are talking about the students, so the students is subject and rest of part is predicate, right? So what we talk about, what we talk in a sentence, or about whom we talk in a sentence, that part is subject, and what we talk about subject, that part is predicate, right? Next, in statements the subject is usually placed before the predicate. Look at this sentence: the story is very interesting. So we are talking about the story, and what we are talking, that is predicate, right? So this part is subject and this part is predicate. So usually subject comes before predicate, means subject come in starting, after that predicate comes. But sometimes for sake of emphasis, this order may be reversed. For example, Ranjit stood in a corner of room, normal order. In the corner of the room stood Ranjit, order changed by emphasis. So dear student, usually it happens we use subject in the starting of sentence, but sometime when we show the emphasis on our subject, when we show the force on our subject, we want to show, we want to highlight it. In that condition, sometime it happens we need to use subject in the last of the sentence. You can see in this sentence, normal order, we have used Ranjit stood in a corner of the room. So Ranjit is subject, and in normal order we have written. But in this sentence, we want to highlight the Ranjit. We want to emphasis on Ranjit, on subject. That's why in this case we have written the subject in the last of the sentence. C part, subject in imperative sentences. In imperative sentences, the subject is always you, but the subject is not stated, it is implied. Take these two sentences: wait outside, take medicine every 4 hours. So dear student, in this like point we have to understand, in imperative sentences we use subject, but subject is implied, means subject is hidden. We don't write it, we don't speak it, but subject is there, subject is you, right? So simply we can say that in imperative sentences subject is always you, but we don't write and we don't speak it, that is hidden. So if I say wait outside, so I'm saying to you, I'm saying to listener, and listener is second person and second person is you, right? So imperative sentence we always say to listener, and subject of that sentence is always you, but we don't write and we don't speak. So wait outside, so it means you wait outside. Take this medicine every 4 hours, it means you take this medicine every 4 hours, but this is an imperative sentence, that's why we haven't used you, means as a subject you there. These sentences actually mean you must wait outside, you should take the medicine every 4 hours. Same thing I have told you. Next page. Now it is clear that in both these sentences the subject is you. In imperative sentences the subject is always you, but it is implied and not stated. Same thing I have told you, that's hidden. That's not spoken or written. In questions and exclamations, the word order is slightly changed and the subject is not placed first. So in order to find out the subject, it is also helpful to write these sentences as statements. For example, so dear students, this thing we have understood that subject usually we write in the beginning of sentence, but sometimes it happens like I have told you, when we make any statement and just for emphasizing on subject, we write the subject in the last of the sentence. Second point we have to understand here, in interrogative sentences and in the exclamatory sentences, we also don't use subject in the beginning of the sentence. Let's read these sentences. Have they bought the books? So we know that they subject, we are talking about the they. So that's why they is subject and this is interrogative sentence, and we know that the formation of interrogative sentence we always use auxiliary verb or helping verb before the subject. That's why we have used here have before the subject, but we know that our subject is they. Why? Because we are talking about they. So we have to understand here this point. In interrogative sentence, subject is not first word, it can be second or third word, right? So to find out the subject, we should write that interrogative sentence in assertive formation. Like in order to find the subject, we may write this sentence as they have bought the books. The statement, now you can see that they is first word and that is subject. But in this formation, you can't say that first word is subject. We need to understand about whom or what we talk in a sentence, that is subject. Have they bought the books? So we are talking about they. So they is subject. So if you want to like say that first word is subject, so we need to write that sentence, that interrogative sentence, into assertive formation, right? Second, now we can easily see that the subject is they. How nice you are! Exclamation means exclamatory sentence is there. So first word is not subject because that is exclamatory sentence. So basically we are talking about you. So you is subject. And if you want to find out the subject in the beginning, so you need to write this sentence in assertive formation. Then we may write this sentence as you are nice. Yeah, you are very nice. So now you can see that, like see that you is our subject. The subject is you. Similarly, what a stupid answer she gave. So basically we are talking about she, then she is subject. But first word of this sentence is not subject because that's a exclamatory sentence. So if we want to make it first word of sentence, then we need to write this sentence in assertive formation. So we can write here she gave a stupid answer, or we can say she gave a very stupid answer, right? So now you can see that she's our subject, right? To find out the subject in question or an exclamation, write the given sentence as a statement. So if sentence is exclamatory or interrogation, like in interrogative sentence, so you should write that sentence in a statement, means in a assertive formation, an assertive formation. Then you can find the subject in the beginning. Now let's come on this exercise. Exercise number 1, underline the subject in the following sentences. So these sentences are written here. You need to find out what are the subjects in these sentences, right? So like 8 sentences are there. Some I will do for you, and rest of you will have to do by yourself. Like the Earth's land was once made up of single-use continent. So dear student, this thing you have to understand. We are talking about the Earth's land. So the Earth's land is subject and rest of part is predicate. So we need to underline on the Earth's land. So on like under this word, under these words, we need to mention the underline. Next, one big deep ocean covered the rest of the planet. So we are talking about the one deep ocean. This is subject, so we are talking about this part. So this part is subject, so we should underline here, and rest of part is predicate. Sentence number 3, how were so many oceans and seas formed? So we are talking about so many oceans and seas, so many oceans and seas. That's why this part is subject, so many oceans and seas, and rest of part is predicate. Tell me the story of their recreation. So we are talking about, so reaction, their reaction. So we are talking about, that's the imperative sentence. So we know that in imperative sentence subject is you, right? That is not implied here, that's not written here, that's hidden, but subject is you, because we are saying to someone to do something. And when we say some, like someone, basically to listener to do something, that is imperative sentence. We are giving an order in this, right? So this sentence is imperative and subject is you, that's not written here. So next number 5th, 6th, and 7th and 8th you have to do by yourself, and 9 and 10th too. Okay, so and soon I'll send the answer key, and then you can match the answer, and you can like write these answers correctly. Okay, now let's come on the writing part. So for this you need to open the page number 170. 170 page number you have to open, because first letter we are going to study. So dear student, yesterday I told you there are two types of letters. One is formal and second is informal. Formal letters are those letters which letters we write to our relatives, to our family members, or to our friends. So now we are going to study an informal letters, right? So let's understand this letter. So this letter you have to write in your fair notebook. Fair notebook means which notebook you are in, which notebook you are doing your homework of all the subjects, right? So this letter you have to write there. Write a letter to your uncle thanking him for the lovely birthday gift he has sent for you. So, like there was your birthday, you need to imagine that, and your uncle sent a very beautiful gift for you, and now you have to say thank you to your uncle through a letter. So, regarding this, you have to write a letter, right? So first of all, we have to write our address, means sender address we need to write. So you are going to send a letter. So first of all, you need to write your address. 102, that's a house number, Defense Colony, New Delhi. So according to yourself, you can mention your address, like you can mention here house number 123, Railway Road, Bhola Colony, Gharaunda, whatever you want to mention. Okay, after writing your address, then you need to leave one line. Then you need to write the date, April 27, 2021. April 27, then you need to put comma, remember this, then 2027. So 2021, sorry. My dear uncle, I thank you very much for your letter and the beautiful present you sent me for my birthday. So in this sentence, like author is saying that thank you to his uncle for giving him a beautiful birthday gift. This is a dream present. Author is saying that it is his favorite present, favorite gift, and it is very thoughtful of you to send it to me. And author is saying you are very thoughtful because you have sent it to me. Art books, such high quality brushes and color and a mixed palette and a set of books to guide. So his uncle has sent him some art books, some brushes, some colors, mixed a mixing plate palette, sorry, a set of books also. Wow, what more could I ask for to flame my passion for painting? In this sentence, author is saying that, like, I can't expect more than this to boost up my passion. Means for my passion is art. So whatever you have sent, that's enough for me. Next, uncle, I really wonder who told you about my interest in painting? Then author like shows his surprise that I'm very surprised that how you knew that about my interest in painting. Next line, I always thought this was a secret known only to myself. Then author is telling his view regarding this hobby. He says that I think that it is secret for me because no one knows about this, about my hobbies. So that's great for me. To me, your action is no less than a divine blessing. So author is saying that giving me such a gift is a divine, like a divine blessing. I am confident I shall be ready with some good paintings when you visit us next. Then author says that I'm quite confident in this matter. When you will visit me, when you will meet me next time, I will show you some good paintings. Convey my sincerest regards to auntie. So we need to like say in the last line, convey my regards to my auntie. Next, your affectionately. Then subscription you need to mention in the last. You need to mention your name. Here you need to mention your name, right? So this letter, dear student, you have to learn and you have to write in your notebook, right?